Well, hello dirt bike friends and foes. It's another episode of Old Guy Moto Freaking, and we are doing some more vintage racing. Yes, we came out to Nocona, Texas here in the Texas Vintage Race Club, and yeah, I practiced on the Can-Am 84 Can-Am, which I raced last week, and overshot the course. Unfortunately, fourth lap on practice, the Can-Am just up and died on us. So, don't know what's going on. She's getting spark and it's got compression. So maybe it's carburetor issue, but nonetheless, last minute I had to get on the KX500. Oh my goodness, what a monster. So wow, yeah, so I haven't even practiced on this at all. I think I've ridden this once before a couple years ago on a trail ride. We were out messing around, so all new. Wow, this thing's a real beast. Just third gear, keep it pinned. Yeah. So anyways, off to a good start. Got my first hole shot maybe ever. I think it is actually my first hole shot ever. So yeah, greenhorn newbie, old guy Moto Freaking, doesn't get hole shots very often. Happened to get one on the big beast, and anyway, we're off to a good start, but I mess up here on one of these turns and play catch up the rest of the race. Seems to be my life story. But anyway, great ride. This is the first moto, and I have to correct myself. Last video I was calling these heats. Apparently I was corrected. That's flat track language, and this race club, this is motos. This isn't heat. So anyway, correct myself for the last vintage video there. So just correct. Anyways, so here we go, and yeah, I'm gonna let y'all check out some of the race. I'm gonna wipe out up here and then play catch up, and yeah, let's check it out. So you'll notice when I went over those little whoop section there, I slowed down quite a bit, and I'm not sure if you noticed the first lap I came over there and I literally got thrown off the pegs. I think twice my feet were just in the air and somehow I landed back on the pegs. So yeah, not the way to do a whoop section. Oh, and here we go. So down for the count. Check it out. Well, this certainly makes for a better video. Yeah, it's always better video when you're chasing someone than you seem to be just kind of out in the lead riding. I don't know, always seems that way to me. So anyway, I'm down, I got past, and yeah, I'm gonna try and work my way back up, and here we go. There's about 3 fellas in front of me. I should know all your names, but I'm really slow and I'm old and my memory is kind of going away. I don't know, so I'm not good with names. I'll eventually know all yours, and I'll know them. So hang tight. Yeah, TVRC guys, I like you. You guys are great. What an awesome club. And yeah, let's check out this race. First moto. I've got another moto coming up here. I'm gonna let you see them both. Yeah, a lot of fun. Let's see how it checks out. Okay, yeah, so like I said, I really didn't get to do any practice laps on this bike, so this is a pretty new experience. You can kind of hear it in the throttle. Next race, it's kind of like doing 4 practice laps during an actual race, and then coming out the next moto and actually racing. So you'll hear a difference, I think, from this first moto to the second moto, just how I'm riding the bike. And, I think that's interesting. One of the things we were talking about out at the races today or I should say yesterday, I was talking with Paul about it, is, riding as many different bikes as possible is really, really good for training. So I'm thinking, if I can ride enough different bikes, I think it'll make me a better rider, essentially. So this type of riding, learning how to ride tracks, being comfortable in deep sand, berms, maybe someday soon hitting my first double, just now starting to almost clear tabletops. Those are all good skills, and I think those are all going to apply to just riding better overall as a rider, whether you're trail riding or urban street riding or whatever the hell you're into, just think the more volume, more seat time, the more different bikes, old bikes, not so old bikes, brand new bikes, understanding that whole range, I think it'll make you a better rider. So at least that's a theory. And the big green monster has 2 bikes in sight. So we're chipping our way back to the top. Golly, I can't say enough about this KX500. This thing is just a beast. I mean, she's smooth. She's got so much power, and wow, yeah, I mean, she's just, yeah, what an amazing bike. Pretty decent suspension too. I mean, it soaks it up, but yeah. So I'm pushing hard. We're here on the last lap. I'm thinking these guys are in my class, but they're actually not. But there's somebody in front of me, and I want to pass them, and I almost did, but I'm gonna shoot off the course here, and he powers back through, and we come through the checkered flag. But what a great moto! Wow, that was fun. Here we go. We're gonna do another one. So I got the whole shot, and that's only the second whole shot of my life, actually. So I'm not going to look back. This time, I'm not going to cut inside. This big bike likes to go outside turns. There's a couple I'm going to go inside on, but all in all, this bike generally likes the outside turn. So it's hard for me to get transition. The Can-Am, the 84 Can-Am I raced last weekend, it liked the inside turns. It would hug inside, and that Rotex motor would just kind of pull right out. But this big 500, she likes a big, smooth sweep. So eventually some of these inside lines get cut in better. And toward the end of the race, I start hitting a few of them. But yeah, this is just awesome. Basically, my maybe best race ride ever. Consistent, no mistakes. I was just on, and it felt great. Even on a bike I've never raced before, it just felt right. You know, that's kind of how racing dirt bikes is to me. It's like, it's usually right or it's not. You know, it's how many mistakes you make, or, you know, if you don't make any mistakes. And for most of us, yeah, especially greenhorn newbies like me that don't know shit about this, it's all about, I've been making a lot of mistakes the last 3 years or so. Broken ribs, and yeah, the list goes on, but I'm not going to bore you with that. All I'm saying is, you know, for me, this race is probably, well, it's, yeah, probably the best I've had. It was so awesome. It felt right on. Yeah, the Kawasaki is just mean. It's what a great machine. So anyways, I look forward to getting an 80s vintage bike at some point. I want to be in the 82 to 88 class and the 70s classes. And yeah, loads of fun. I'm going to shut up, let you watch some of this last race. Unfortunately, there's nobody in front of me. Maybe a bit boring just watching me ride, but hey, it is what it is. This is my first place race in ever since I've been riding for 2 years or 2 or 3 years now. So yeah, here you go. Check it out. And so vintage bikes, for those of you that race them, you know all about this, but for those of you that don't, these things are old. I mean, I think, if you haven't ridden one in decades, you forget just how much these things vibrate. I mean, these are not new technology bikes. These are the old classics. These are the bikes we grew up on, but we're spoiled today with these new bikes. I mean, I've got a 2018 Husky. Love Stella. She's the most amazing bike. They've come so far, but even from decade to decade, from the 70s to the 80s to the 90s, and just massive leaps. But so anyway, if you're thinking about getting a vintage bike, you definitely want to give that a lot of thought. I mean, 70s bike is going to be a lot harder to ride than an 80s bike versus a 90s bike. So, I jumped right into it with a 1976 Yamaha YZ, and I love that bike. It's an awesome project. It's a beast. Really, it's hard to ride. It'll vibrate your arms right out of the sockets, And there's lots of stuff you can mod them and trick them. Jeff Krang's got, flex bars on his Bull Taco, which are pretty cool. So there's lots of things you can do to kind of dampen out some of that vibration, but it is what it is. These things, I mean, they're basic. So anyway, I just thought I'd mention that. I've talked to a lot of people thinking about getting a vintage bike and getting into the vintage racing, and that's something to think about. What class you want to be in and what years you kind of want to race, and just how physically you want to wrestle the bike. So here we go. I'll shut up. Let's check out the end of the race. Well, that's a wrap. That's it for Old Guy Moto Freaking. Thanks for watching my long race video, and big shout out to the TVRC. Great club. If you're into vintage racing, I'd highly recommend you check them out. Come join us. This is a great club. A lot of fun folk out here, and man, you can ride on any skill level you want. It's not just for pros. It's not just for amateurs and beginners. It really, we've got a great range of classes, and yeah, come check us out. TVRC, Texas Vintage Race Club. I'm going to sign out. It's Old Guy Moto Freaking saying have fun, ride hard, be safe, and we will catch you next time. in my life.
Really?
Yes, I got one. I got a stack of plaques like this, and there's not one with a 1 on it.
Man, you had it dialed in that motor, baby.
It felt good.
Looked good on it. Boy, you had it dialed.
Felt good.